First Lady Mnangagwa, Vice President, General Retired Dr. C.G.D.N. Chiwenga, Vice President, Colonel Retired Comrade K.C.D. Mohadi, Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs and National Chairman of the ruling party, Honorable O.C.Z. Mchinguri Kashiri, Speaker of the National Assembly, Advocate J.F. Mdenda, President of the Senate, Amai M. Chinomona, Chief Justice, Justice L. Malawa, members of the Politburo and Central Committee, other honorable ministers, Chief Secretary to President and Cabinet, Dr. Mishek Svanda, Commander Defense Forces, General P.V. Svanda, Commander Zimbabwe National Army, Lieutenant General E.A.C. Chimonyo, Commander Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Marshal E. Moyo, Commissioner General Zimbabwe Republic Police, Comrade G.T. Matanga, Acting Commissioner General Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services, MCN Chihovu, Director General, President's Department, Ambassador Isaac Moyo, Members of Parliament, members of Zimbabwe Defense Forces, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It is my singular honor and privilege to address the nation on this special day, which marks the 40th anniversary of our Zimbabwe Defense Forces, ZDF. The attainment of independence in 1980 signaled the advent of majority rule and the formation of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, ZDF. The bringing together of ZANLA, ZIPRA forces on one hand and the Rhodesian forces on the other was a daunting and challenging exercise. I was privileged to chair the Joint Command for the integration of the three forces. Having fought for a united Zimbabwe, the formation of a unified defense force with the single purpose of defending our territorial integrity, sovereignty, and independence was indeed a gratifying accomplishment. Today, we celebrate the numerous achievements scored over the last 40 years since the formation of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. This occasion is happening on the backdrop of successive accomplishments by our defense forces to defend our motherland, Zimbabwe, from detractors, divisive elements, and enemies. The commemorations which we are holding this year under the theme, and I quote, ZDF celebrating 40 years of excellent service to the people, end of quote, are taking place under yet another wave of aggression manifesting through illegal sanctions, hostile anti-Zimbabwe propaganda mounted on social media platforms, and other forms of asymmetrical warfare meant to break the unity within our forces. This has been coupled with the negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. Sadly, the virus has claimed some decorated members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces family in the name of Air Chief Marshal, retired Perens Shiri, who was a long-time commander of the Air Force of Zimbabwe and Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Water and Rural Resettlement, and the ZDF Director of Public Relations, Colonel Overson Mugwisi, among others. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Fellow Zimbabweans, in executing its constitutional mandate, the ZDF has since its formation acquitted itself with distinction and high professionalism, and for this they deserve a big compliment. Zimbabwe has continued to enjoy peace, largely attributable to the Zimbabwe Defense Forces' vigilance, loyalty, commitment, and dedication to their constitutional obligation of defending the country and its people. The resultant peace and tranquility has provided a great stimulus for socio-economic development over the years. Whilst maintaining peace in the country, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces continue to participate in regional and international peacekeeping missions under the auspices of the Southern African Development Community, SADC, African Union, the AU, and the United Nations, UN. Our officers, men and women of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, perform their duties with excellency and unparalleled dedication as they contribute towards enhancing regional and continental integration. In September 2019, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces participated in the Likwalagwela air show in Eswatini, while preparations for participation in the Russian International Military Games and the Special Forces exercise Chomela, to be held in the Republic of Botswana, are at advanced stages. Their involvement in these international activities exposes our forces to the use of modern military equipment, as well as strengthening ties between our forces and allies. Additionally, memories of Cyclone Idai in 2019 bring to the mind the Defense Forces' significant role in search and rescue operations, as well as provision of food and medical assistance to flood victims. They have also helped in restoring the damaged infrastructure, such as roads, bridges, schools, and clinics in that area. All these activities demonstrate the commitment of the Defense Forces to serve the nation and the close relationship that exists between them and the generality of the Zimbabwean population. This rich history of assisting communities is commendable and must continue to be the hallmark of our defense forces. I commend the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for embracing my government's vision of attaining an upper middle income economy by 2030. In that regard, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces engineers and artisans are engaged in various construction projects to precipitate development of our communities throughout the country. Comrades and friends, the National Mine Clearance Unit of the Zimbabwe National Army Engineer Corps is also making significant progress in clearing anti-personnel mines laid by the Rhodesian regime during the liberation struggle. These include areas along the Sango border post to Crook's Corner minefield. Government is committed to clear all landmines across the country to give full meaning to independence, freedom, and development for the affected communities. Cooperating partners, Hazardous Life Support Organizations, Hallo Trust, Mines Advisory Group, MAG, and Norwegian People's Aid, NPA, are also progressing well in similar demining operations. Let me take this opportunity to express my government's sincere appreciation for the assistance we are getting from these organizations. I'm aware of the sacrificial nature and the service ethos of the defense forces. However, my administration remains determined to improve the salaries and conditions of service for our forces. That is, housing, transport, and medical facilities, among other requirements, are being improved in recognition of the role and the sacrifices made by our defense forces in the conduct of their duties. Mobility, requisite training, equipment, and research and development needs will be equally funded to ensure the modernization and improvement of our national defense capabilities. With regard to the War Veterans Affairs, my government has resuscitated the Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Bill, which has now gone past the second reading stage in Parliament. The passing of the Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Bill into law will repeal the War Veterans Act and the Ex-Political Prisoners, Detainees, and Restrictees Act, and take on board the previously excluded categories of the veterans. I'm confident that upon its enactment, most of the welfare issues of veterans of the liberation struggle will be resolved. Recognizing the immense contribution made by veterans of our liberation struggle, I urge them to build on this rich legacy by taking full advantage of the empowerment opportunities availed in all sectors of the economy and the implementation of the devolution policy. Fellow Zimbabweans, our battle with COVID-19 pandemic requires discipline, bravery, and a unity which are embodied in the personalities we are celebrating today. We must be united and fight this invisible enemy together. It is our collective responsibility to protect our nation, our families, and our beloved ones. As responsible citizens, let us all cooperate with our security services, assisted by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, as they enforce our national laws. We commend the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for continuing to be a people's army, a reputation it has built over the years. In conclusion, I want to thank you all for joining the entire Zimbabwe Defense Forces family, in commemorating this special day, the Zimbabwe Defense Forces 40th anniversary. Thank you once again for remaining calm and peaceful in the wake of some misguided calls for violent protests and demonstrations by the opposition elements, with support from foreign and civil society supporters and backers. You have shown your patriotism and the love for peace and tranquility. To the Zimbabwean Defense Forces, as a nation, we take pride in you, and we thank you for continuously defending our sovereignty and territorial integrity from all contemporary threats. Happy 40th anniversary. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you. Thank you.